Okay, next up we'll cover annotating on top of objects in your live feed. So you'll notice when you start Flex 11 there isn't an annotation tool directly on the screen, so you'll need to activate annotation mode by selecting the annotation icon on the bottom control dock there. When selected, a annotation toolbar will generate on the right side of your screen, and this toolbar can be relocated to different parts of your screen as desired. So our first tool that we'll discuss is our marker tool. When selected, this will allow you to mark annotations on the screen using either a mouse, as I'm doing here, or if your hovercam is connected to a screen with touch controls, you can annotate using touch controls as well. Now the color and thickness and transparency of your annotations can be adjusted in a couple of different ways. So to adjust the color and transparency, simply select the color annotation tool icon on the bottom of your annotation toolbar there, and it will open up a separate window for the color controls. This separate window can be moved and positioned to a new location on the screen if desired. You'll notice along the top of your control bar here there are a number of different options for how you would like to input those color choices. So for example, the color wheel will allow you to slide and select the reticule to different parts of the color wheel, adjust the darkness of that color, and underneath that you'll see you can adjust how opaque that annotation is, making your annotations more or less see-through, which is really useful if you want to have a marker annotation setting. So you can see the different input options, such as selecting from a pre-designated color box of preset colors or simply a list of colors. A lot of different options for how you select that color. But once you've selected your color, you can go ahead and begin annotating directly in that color. And if you do not need to select the color anymore, you can close out of this color window by selecting the red exit button, and then you can continue marking and making your annotations. Now above that marker tool is our object selector. It looks like the arrow pointing up. This will allow you to select individual annotations, and you can position those annotations or move them to different parts of the screen. Now under our marker tool are a number of useful shape annotation tools, preset designated shapes, such as a line to mark straight line annotations, an arrow to point and draw attention to specific parts of the screen, a hollow rectangle tool, a hollow circular tool, and a solid rectangle shape insert tool. Now all of these shapes can be resized and readjusted by selecting that object selector tool at the top there, clicking along the edge of your object, and then sliding it to the desired size or shape. You can also fill in the empty space of these hollow shapes by selecting the paint can icon on your annotation toolbar and then selecting inside the shape you wish to fill with the set color. Now underneath that you'll notice the typed to text tool. This is indicated by a capital T icon. When that's selected, simply select where on the screen you'd like to type in your annotations and then type that annotation using a connected keyboard or an on-screen digital keyboard, depending upon the platform and your individual setup. Now you can erase annotations by selecting the eraser tool, and that will allow you to erase specific parts of an annotation. You can also delete entire annotation by selecting your object selection tool, selecting the annotation, and then selecting this red exit or delete objects button. You can clear out your whole annotation screen by selecting the trash can icon, which will clear all of your on-screen annotations. And your size and shape or thickness of your annotation lines can also be adjusted with your toolbar here by selecting the rectangular shaped icon at the bottom here and selecting the desired thickness for your annotation strokes. When you are ready to move away from your annotations, you can either just move the annotation bar off to the side, or if you would like that annotation bar removed completely, you can select the annotation tool on your control dock, which will close that annotation toolbar, but please note that will also close any active annotations. So make sure you save those annotations with a quick tap of the snapshot before you close out of the annotation toolbar.